Welcome. In this video, you are going to learn the essay Traditions, Institutions and Formations by Raymond Williams in 5 simple points. This video is prepared for those who are preparing for the objective-based test in English literature. Before that, I want to thank you for being here with me. And if you don't know me, my name is Pradeep Hariharan and I am an assistant professor of English. So the 5 points, what are they? Let's see. The first one is obviously where does the essay come from? This essay forms a part of the book Marxism and Literature, published in 1977, and the book is divided into 3 parts: basic concept, cultural theory and literary theory, and the essay is the 7th one from the part 2 of cultural theory. Now we move on to the next question. What is the central concept of the essay? What is he trying to say in this essay? Traditions, institutions and formation. Very simple. He wants to study hegemony, the organic process of domination. If you don't know hegemony, please Google it. By 3 cultural aspects of society. There are 3 cultural aspects of society. One is traditions, second one is institutions, third one is formation. And how these 3 support the hegemony, that is the domination of a few in a society without any pressure. So the first point obviously is, what is tradition, or who benefited from tradition? Raymond Williams says that tradition is a historicized segment of a social structure. That is, it is the surviving past. That is, something as a continuation from the past to the present. First point. Second point, according to Williams, tradition is a selective process, a selective version of the past for the emphasis of particular hegemony. That is, traditions are selected to support those who are in power, those who are in control, and others are neglected. Why? Tradition gives a social and cultural identification, and it is deliberately selected to give historical and cultural ratification of the contemporary order. For example, why somebody is treated as a superior or a high caste, you cannot question. Why? We say that it is like that from the past. So we are just continuing a tradition. So that is what is questioned. And finally, if somebody is trying to bring the counter traditions, it was not like that. That will be neglected as out of date and nostalgic. So in short, what Raymond Williams is trying to say is that what we call traditions, how traditions are formed, is very simple. It is a selective past only to give advantage to a few for those who are in power, those who can control the social order without any challenge from others. Second one is, what do we mean by, what are the institutions those keeps the tradition? So in order to keep the past, we need some institutions. And he says there are 3 types of institutions: cultural, political and economic. And what are the cultural institutions? They are the families, institutions, language, which we experience directly. So he says that to help a living tradition, there is a process which he calls socialization. What is socialization? When we are born into society, we are taught something unconsciously by providing certain values and practices. These are the values and practices of a society. So if you want to be identified as a part of that community or society, you have to follow the values and practices. It is done through churches, and even the education, he says, it's a highly selective process to control those who are in power. So ultimately, these institutions together, whether they are cultural, political or economic, wanted to maintain a class order without any pressure of the society. So now we come to the third part. What does he mean by formations? By formations, he means the movements and tendencies in literary, artistic, philosophic and scientific areas. When we study literature, we think that most of this movement happened, they are harmless and happened out of something. But Williams says that there is something behind it which is done. All the movements, he says, all the philosophic and artistic things are done to support, or most of them are done to support the hegemonic order, the order and power. That is what you learn in Michel Foucault, when he speaks of the power. He says that those who are in power will only support the work which will give them an authority. Others are totally erased. I'll discuss in another video. Most of these formations are distinctive from institutions in complex society. So he says that there is no direct connection between institutions and formations. They are distinctive in complex societies. And he says that how certain literary movements formed, how certain philosophical movements formation happen, they are very difficult to study, but they help the hegemonic process of a society. So he says that the word hegemony is discussed in this essay through the institutions support it, which are traditions and institutions and formations. So thank you very much for watching this real. I hope I got value. And if you want to connect with me personally, some people are trying to do that, please join my channel if you want. Otherwise, just forget it. I'll see you in another video. Wish you all the best.